Shout out to everybody in the J Crew. We're running late tonight, folks. We had a very dear family member in town, so we had to do the dinner thing, which was awesome. Shout out to Uncle Dave. We love you. Thank you so much. Always have an amazing time with you. I am loading in some pics. We got our special guest tonight, Vegan Knowledge JJ, and Ro Advice, Rose Thoughts, aka Ronnie Conover. So all of us will be up here in a little bit. Hopefully we'll have some more people in the stream tonight, like A. Grant, Buddha, Dolly Bush, Wendy Jones, Scooch. Jazan, all you guys come on over. If you are out and about, or if you're chilling, come on over to the stream. You know how we do it. Tuesday Takeover, baby. We're still here. I like to keep it like clockwork, but sometimes life happens. You know what I mean? But business as usual next week, 7 o'clock. I'm going to continue to load these pictures in and give you a chance to follow on in. I know it's late. We won't keep you long, but we just want to talk about Angela and Andre and a couple of these crazy people for a few minutes. See what you guys think. So I will be right back with you. Enjoy the background music and we'll be right there. Shout out to the 562 subscribers that make it happen for the J Crew. We are on our way to that 1K. Shout out to Rose Thoughts, Vegan Knowledge JJ, and Christine Stifler. Okay, there we go. Phone died while I was trying to load in the pictures. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay, so it is back up. Shout out to Dolly Bush. I see you, Dolly Bush. Welcome, welcome. I'm still here, just loading in pics. Give everybody a chance to file in. Don't forget to let us know where you're coming in from. What state are you in? I like that question on TikTok this week, Ro. Let us know what state you're in and what your state is famous for. Okay, that sounds cool! Exclamation point. Da da da. I'm on my live stream right now, but I will get on that when you send the stuff over. Da da da. Let's do this! Exclamation point. I don't know if you watch reality TV, but you are more than welcome to come hang! Exclamation point. Huh?
You're still alive.
All right. Doing side work as well. Got somebody that wants an intro. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Doing 100 things at once, gang. I will be right there. Talk amongst yourselves, people. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right there. All right, we got Vegan Knowledge JJ.
Welcome, Alfred. First time listener.
Don't forget to turn your phone down.
Just remembered. I was wondering why I couldn't hear myself. Alfred Allgood. I like that name.
Alfred Og. Hey, Phonics. What's up, Phonics? That's Phonics from Flight Sports.
Oh, okay.
Is that like Hooked on Phonics?
How many times have you heard that joke, Phonics?
See, I didn't even do it.
It works for me.
It's all good.
I'm telling you, he is somebody you don't want to tangle with. It's so funny. Like when he comes on Flight Sports, he rips everybody a new you know what every time he comes on there. It's so hilarious. But it's like he does it to a point where it's like you're on the floor laughing. He's insulting, but he's funny with it.
He's
Kind
like
of like being
roasting you.
insulted by Eddie Murphy or Chris Rock. Right. He roasts the shit out of people.
Oh, he's a heckler.
Yes, she loves hecklers, Phonics. Oh my God.
I love being picked on.
That's the worst kind of person you can find because it's like, how am I gonna pick on you if you like being picked on?
I can't explain it, but I just love when comedians heckle me. I just pick on me. I love it.
Like, pick me, pick me.
Yep.
John, did you see the new name I have for her? Row, row, row your boat.
No, I
No,
didn't
it's
see
row,
that.
row, row your vote.
Oh, that's right.
Ah, love it.
I get that all the time on my TikToks. When I post something political,
Kidding
I
me,
get row, row, row your vote.
I love it. I've heard one of your
Nice.
political things. You made a lot of sense the other day.
She always does.
I always thought it was funny how political has the word tickle in it. Political. No one ever thought of that before me, I bet.
No.
That's what I'll be famous for.
No, you're already famous for your dad jokes and finding vegan cream cheese that tastes better than Philadelphia cream cheese.
Did you try it?
I haven't yet. I have to get to Whole Foods.
You've got to
I'm going
try
to be
it. I'm telling you.
downtown tomorrow with Caitlin. We are going through Whole Foods and we are going to find all of the vegan dairy products.
Oh, cool.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you, it's
try
worth
that
it.
BioLife. I'm telling you.
Because she loves the apple cider from Whole Foods because it's like it doesn't have the preservatives like the ones in the grocery stores. So it tastes like fresh pressed, like from where we're from.
Oh, cool. I just saw this post that said tomato soup is good anytime, even if it's cold with a celery stick and some vodka.
Gee,
The
that's
soup
bloody.
Oh, my dad was obsessed with clamato. Oh,
What the
What
hell's
is
that?
that? It
you've
sounds
never
like
heard of
something else.
clamato juice? It's clam juice and tomato juice in a can.
No, I don't even know why
Yeah,
they would
Wow.
mix those two.
I. This is the same man that used to eat gefilte fish out of the jar. So,
Oh,
ugh,
can't do it.
no. I still, to this day, I cannot eat it because of watching him just take it out of the jar. No. Plus, we're going plant based, so no more anyway.
Mhm. Not unless it's a mushroom that you think tastes like a clam. I was just talking about earlier, J and J. Maureen said when you asked where are you from and what's something that reminds you of the state, something like that. She said Maryland, and it's known for blue crabs and Old Bay. And I was like, hey, I know that. I love Old Bay.
Hey, we know that.
Mhm.
Definitely. That would be us.
And
Maryland crabs,
Christine is
baby.
from Indiana, that's famous for corn. So we're gonna combine the Old Bay and the corn. It's so good together.
Corn,
Corn.
pop,
Oh my
Corn.
God.
popcorn, candy
I
corn.
love
Because it's corn.
corny
It's good
jokes.
because it's corn.
I love corn. I could
Someone
eat
just did a
corn.
parody of
Oh my
that on
God.
TikTok about cats.
Really? What's with the meme with the
Yeah, I
corn?
love cats.
Did
If
you
you have
see
like a real
Chantel?
big
She did a
accent,
little
that's what
thing
you call
about it too.
Karen.
Yes, I
It's
saw
like, what do you like
Chantel.
about corn?
It's
You...
corn.
Crispy.
And then Miss Karen went live for a little while, but I don't know if there was an issue with it, but I couldn't hear her. And I had my phone turned up all the way and everything, but
Well,
she
she
went
has some
live on
kind of
Instagram.
reception issues sometimes. I know. Remember that one she did where she had to come on a different way? Where do
Yeah,
they live? Is it like in the
Atlanta.
maybe it's in a like a weird zone or something? for internet. I don't know.
Could be.
Or maybe like I did one time, my phone, I don't know if it was me or the phone. I was covering the mic. Might have been me.
Okay, so what's the first couple that comes on? If I'm not mistaken, isn't it isn't it Libby?
I think so. I think it starts with the voice lessons.
Oh
Yeah, it
yeah.
starts with the voice lessons. So, okay, all right, Libby, I hear you. I hear you. Not
I
bad,
thought she
not
sounded
bad.
good.
I was impressed. She can actually sing. I thought she was going to be full of shit, but she can actually sing.
Yep. Now
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
I mean, I don't know about the nursery rhyme thing, but they do have a song on one of those episodes called Back to School, and I did find myself singing it. It was catchy.
well, you know what though? I used to want to like when I was playing the guitar, I used to think it would be cool to like rock out nursery rhymes. You know what I mean? Like some Metallica mixed with Twinkle Twinkle. Twinkle Twinkle. Like so
We used
maybe
to do
Twinkle,
start
that in
twinkle,
marching
unforgiven.
band.
what's
We
that
used to
noise?
do that in marching band in warm ups. The drum line would just go nuts with it, while the rest of the band was like, doing Twinkle Twinkle or Row 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 Your Boat or something. And the drum line would just go nuts, and
I was
we'd
part of one
rock
of those
out to
drum
some
lines.
nursery
Mhm.
rhymes.
Dawn
I
is
was
in the
part
drum
of one
line.
of those drum lines. I loved it. I missed it so much. Well, I don't really make. I got a kid in here, so I play.
I
But
was in the pit. I played the marimba and the xylophone and the timpani drums for
oh,
marching band.
nice. No, I
And
was a
then
Cool.
snare.
I played bass clarinet and orchestra. So
I played the saxophone, but not in the marching band.
I did the alto sax in 6th grade.
Me, I was alto, and then I played guitar, of course.
well, they made me switch to bass clarinet because you could hear me over all the other clarinets. So they're like, if you have that much hot air in you, you can do the bigger instrument. I had to sit on phone books when I first started.
Wow. Okay,
now,
so what
now
do
we
we?
use all our hot air for YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube hot
YouTube
air.
and TikTok, baby.
YouTube hot air. So then we got Libby's dad that shows up, right? And Libby impressed me this episode because then she's speaking Romanian to the
Right.
dad,
No,
and she
that's
wasn't really
Andre's
able to do
dad.
that. Now,
Oh yeah, Andre's dad.
yeah. So she's speaking Romanian to him, and he has not taken the time to learn English, but she at least took the time to learn some Romanian. So she's singing, she's speaking Romanian. I'm impressed. Libby's doing the damn thing.
She's liberated.
Liberated.
I love the dad though. By the way, I love Andre's dad. I think he's such a good influence for them.
His dad is so even keeled. Where the hell? What happened to Andre? What
He'll
happened
get,
to
he'll get
Andre,
there.
chat?
He must take after his mama, who we've never met.
Right. Have we even seen her?
No, I don't think so.
Alfred said he's
Well,
got pizza. He's a
Andre,
New Yorker.
I don't know, because these videos that he's in where he's exploiting his daughter,
Oh,
I don't know what the hell's going on with him, but he's trying to come off as this nice guy, and nobody's buying it because we all know he's an asshole. I did not like the way that he was talking to the mom, talking about, I do not appreciate you bringing up Charlie. But see, here's my thing. The kids talk to the parents like that. Those children disrespect the hell out of the parents.
Yeah.
I'm going to play a Grant's job and play devil's advocate. Pam is enabling Charlie, and she has this pipe dream of having this beautiful, get together with the family for her birthday. And I'm like, I think I said this in my video earlier. I had a great idea. Turn it into an intervention for Charlie.
You know,
There you go.
here's the thing though. You know how
But like he's gonna sit there for
you
that.
can't tell people sometimes you can't go talk to somebody about their parents. That's just, I think sometimes it has to be the right person. Like Andre necessarily can't come at Pam about her son knowing how she is. That might have to be the daughters that go into that with her, because she's lashing out just like Charlie is, because that's her baby. She feels like she's failed some way. She has to get past that it's not her fault and that he has the problem, not that you know what I mean? Like she can't fix this one for him. And I think it's a touchy situation. They need a therapist and not
Well,
each other yelling at each other, is what I think.
if I remember correctly, in the first episode when they're having the housewarming, the daughters brought up the issue with Charlie, and then they said in their confessional, like, "I can't believe we're on the same side with Andre and we agree on something."
Right. I remember
So,
that.
Right. I remember that.
and Pam was complaining about everybody ganging up on her, and
But
they're
on
like,
him
"Because you're
too.
not seeing it, Mom."
Yeah. She is protecting her baby boy no matter what, and the dad just keeps out of it. Like
And
he is
and
so
They
I've
on
eat
the
him
lived
fence.
it.
alive. They eat him alive.
I have
I,
lived it.
mhm.
Lived which part?
My grandmother enabling my uncle, no matter, and trying to force us all to be together to give her happy holidays and birthdays. And my uncle would be a complete, clown. I mean,
Mhm.
he threw cake at me on my birthday once on a cruise ship in the middle of the dining room. He, threw a glass Arizona iced tea bottle at me because I refused to leave my grandmother's house because he didn't like something I said. Um,
Wow.
and and the police were called. The neighbors heard it, and then
You're
my grandmother,
kidding.
like, no, and my grandmother was like, he's had such a hard life. Please don't press charges. If you press charges, I'll never speak to you again. So this whole thing with Charlie is,
Okay, but what about him humming a glass bottle at your head? What if you had gotten hurt? Would she have
that
been
didn't seem to
okay with
matter.
that? No. Wow.
It was all about she took my uncle's side where I could have been injured and begged me not to press charges. And
Well,
so
Andre
this
is
whole thing
taking
with
no
Pam and
prisoners.
Charlie, it's
Yeah.
I've lived it and I see it.
Mhm.
So this is the one time I have to side with Andre. I'm with the sisters. Like,
I don't
he
think
doesn't
Well,
want
anybody
I
Ellie
can't
around that.
stand
I don't
Charlie
think that
anyway.
Andre is wrong about Charlie. I
I
just
just
think
don't like
that
his
they have to
approach.
approach it differently with that mother, because she's not going to, it's like she's never going to possibly figure it out on her own, though. So, like, it's one of those scenarios.
Well,
Some
she's
kids
probably
will be able
figured
to
it
do
out,
no
but
wrong.
she's in denial. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
And
She's in denial because of her baby
Libby
boy.
and Andre both said it. I don't know if Libby said it to her mom, but I know she said it on the episode that they don't want Ellie around that. They don't want Ellie to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's getting older now and she takes in everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that makes absolute sense.
They're, and on one hand, they exploit their daughter, but on this hand, they're doing the right thing.
Right.
So I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm on team Andre about the Charlie and the birthday party thing. Like, I was hoping that they'd come together and maybe do a small intervention or something,
It
so that
probably
everybody
will.
could be there.
It'll probably be on the season finale. They'll finally bring the mother around to maybe do an intervention, or they'll have to do it without her.
But Andre's
Right,
dad had a
right.
lot of good thoughts, and that man, we have to read subtitles again. I know you hate doing that, but
I
his little
know.
words of wisdom.
Yeah. He's definitely like the words of wisdom there. And he, like Andre, I'm glad he comes around to ground Andre sometimes. You know what I mean? He'll completely tell him when he's wrong is what I like, but in a way that Andre can respond to. It's kind of the same way that Libby deals with Andre.
Yeah, well, she learned it from his dad.
Exactly.
Yeah, she learned how to handle him.
everything in a relationship sometimes is like that. If you notice people who've been together years and years and years, it's just like this well-oiled machine that like, two things you can't bounce something off of each other, it'll go the other way. Sometimes it's like you have to give with it a little bit and make sure that you say things and do things in the right way, how people will respond to. And that's just human nature, and that's what's going on with Charlie. Something's got to get in there to him possibly. He may never change, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
something has to trigger him within. Coming at him is not going like you have a problem. It's going to be have to say this is how you're making us feel. They have to use I messages with him. This is why it's hurting us, and let him decide to be the change,
Yeah.
because he's not going to be told what to do. That's just not how people are. We don't like to feel like we're being, threatened.
Forced.
And then, did it bother anybody else the way like Andre was just like showing off his house to his father, like he's never
Oh
seen like
my
an American house
God.
before?
He
Hmm.
was acting
Like, look how
he
big our
had just
kitchen is.
right,
He's
right.
just, I think he's proud and he was trying to like show off to the dad, but it definitely was annoying. Like,
It's like, okay, Andre,
this
grow
is
up. Ooh, I got
500
a
of your
house.
houses in Moldova. Look, Dad, look how little your house is compared to mine.
Like, who gives a shit? Okay,
I would
so he
say I
is
would
next
love for them to
there.
bring the dad over to stay permanently. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not like they
Yeah,
don't have the room now.
right.
right,
They probably would never
right.
even have to see him.
Why don't they do that?
Well, what's up with the mother though? Why can't she travel? She doesn't have the card.
Yeah, they were saying, there was an issue with her visa. So obviously the parents are not together because they would
Oh,
have
I thought
filed at
they
the same
were.
time. Um, but I just think she doesn't want to be on the show.
Yeah, that could be it. Because you know how some people are. Like what Pedro and Chantel look at the brother royal for so long. And there's
Yeah.
certain people it's like I'm watching 90 Day UK and it's like the one girl, her grandmother's on there, but you never think about okay, where's her mother and father unless they've said it and I don't know. But some people just they choose not to be on the show and they just don't
And
show them and they don't talk about it.
and some people are raised by their grandmothers.
Oh yeah,
I
I
know
was.
I was one.
Yep.
We both were.
I mean, my mom was not like I wasn't just raised by my grandmother, but I definitely like lived with my grandmother a lot of the time. So that was, like my second mom. So I get that totally. But it's funny that sometimes I mean they just don't ever talk
Yeah.
about someone else in the family. Like you'll see someone's mom, but it's like nothing's ever mentioned about the dad. Even if the dad's not in the picture, you think they'd mention it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, here comes my bad joke. We don't talk about Bruno.
Bruno.
But the dad's getting up in age, so I'd like to, I know it's got a pull on Andre because they're, so close that I
Mhm.
I see, maybe the next time we see them, he's living here.
I hope
I
so.
think so. I
Because
think
I
they
think
should bring him
Andre's
here.
coming up on his 5 years, which actually, people pointed out to me, and I read the law. Uh, Immigration has been updated. If you're still married to the same person, you can apply for citizenship at 3 years. So Andre
Oh,
should be able
okay.
to apply for citizenship, and once he's a citizen, he can bring him over. So
Right,
they're
right.
probably in the middle of that process right now.
Interesting
Okay, so
thinking of
that takes
Pedro,
me back
right?
to Pedro and Chantel because if Pedro and Chantel, since they were married that 3 years, so did that rule apply to him? So I guess he was right then when he said that.
That rule applied to him, but again, this goes back to my theory that he was waiting for her to turn 30 to get his hands on her trust fund money.
No
Mhm.
doubt.
And bring his mother and sister over at 5 years, right?
Well, he's got to be a citizen first before he can bring family over.
But I
Right.
mean, can he become a Oh, I see what you're saying, but it's getting close to that point.
But see, it wouldn't have behooved him to do the citizenship thing before the 5 years was up because he had to wait for Chantel to get that trust fund money. And that didn't happen until she was 30. So he had
And
to
her
stick it
family
out.
would have been questioning, why is he pushing for citizenship so fast? Why is he pushing?
Right.
Mhm.
So he sat back and
Unbelievable.
waited.
Yep.
Oh,
He was
those pinky
he was
panky.
a he was a swanky pinky.
Pink Panthers. Pink
I still
Panther.
need to bleach my brain. I can never get that image out of my head.
What, him
I
with the
love
pink
that.
The pink
thong?
thong.
Bleach my brain. Oh,
Pedro.
Pedro
Yeah. All
and
right.
Andre somewhat remind me of each other in their attitude sometimes.
Okay, so let's talk about this crazy
Oh
chick.
goodness, Angela and Michael. Well, you
Oh
got her looking
God.
like a movie star on this.
What are
On
you
this.
talking about? You take that Instagram down now and you leave it down. I'm not taking down
Michael.
anything.
I
I'm
love
not
the
taking
fact
down
that
anything.
her I want to say her therapist, her attorney is like Angela's one of those people, you know? He's like some people over tell me too much information. It's like, dude,
And
I'm just
she is one of them.
and
So am I though. So am I. So
I I know, right? I'll tell the lady at the grocery store my whole life story. But
absolutely. And I loved her daughter in this episode going, Mom, you're doing the same damn thing. Why wouldn't he be doing
right.
it?
I
You're
love
doing those
that.
duets.
The
But I'm doing it
daughter,
for
Dawn kind of
awareness.
like dozed off at that part, and I
awareness of
remember
what? How to be
saying,
an asshole? The
or maybe you're
daughter
in the kitchen.
calls Angela out. That's what I love about her.
I was like, dude,
Yes.
Angela just got called out, you
Just
know?
like Kim's son. Kim's son calls her out. He doesn't let her get away with
Mhm.
shit either.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing about that is Angela has talked to Michael like a dog this whole entire relationship, and like I know she's jealous and stuff, and maybe he's not perfect, but like this guy has taken a lot of abuse, in my opinion, from her, and like he tries to remain calm, and that's his culture doesn't like the surgeries and things like that. You know what I mean? But that whole thing went weird, like really
But
weird.
he might also have a big girl fetish.
Mhm.
Oh, no doubt. Because
Yeah.
when the breast came down, so did his attitude. He did not like it when she lost that weight.
Now, and it wasn't even like if it had been that, but then when she started getting like the different surgeries and stuff, and then she was basically pretty much like dating the doctor right in front of his face, it seemed like.
Did
She was
did
always
anyone else catch the she was walking away. I took a picture of it. I'm gonna have to send it to you, Dawn. Her wig cap is showing for that like false ponytail.
What?
Yes. Oh my god. Let me see if I can pull it up and send it to you real quick.
That's funny.
Because I even blew it up and showed it to my husband. Like, do you see wig cap or is it just me? Okay, I
Wow.
just sent it.
I feel like Angela is one of those girls like that, you know, might have been like the picked on girl kind of, you know, and then just became a mean girl or something after she like lost the weight. I don't know. It's just she seems to be over the top like even more than she ever was. Like
But it's like she complains that Michael's constantly cheating and talking to these other women, and she's having this online TikTok relationship with this guy in Canada.
With the stripper
right.
guy.
And that is gonna, you know, what's gonna happen with that one though? She's like this now with him, all reeling him in and everything. The minute he makes eyes at somebody else, she's gonna start trying to cheat with somebody else. Like I feel like she reminds me of who else do I say does this? Um oh gosh, the MMA fighter guy. What is his name? Ari and Biniam. Whenever
Oh
Ari
God.
feels a little bit threatened by something that Biniam does, notice she brings uh Alejandro, not Alejandro. What is that guy's name? The ex.
The ex-husband.
Yeah,
Leandro.
Leandro brings him back into the picture to make him jealous, but it's always like immediately after what like when he was fighting with the other lady, practicing with her. Notice when here comes Leandro. Now he's got to
Yeah.
help her go wedding dress shopping. So I feel like it's one of those type of situations when Angela feels threatened by Michael with anything and she's not the center of attention, she starts getting with somebody else
Well,
or
I've got a
trying to make
hot
him jealous.
take. I have a hot take on Leandro. I think it's a Fran Drescher situation and that he came out to her and that's why they're no longer together. Because why would you take your ex-husband dress shopping if he wasn't gay?
Or you weren't still like into him, right?
Yeah.
I love the wig cap. I
Oh
love the
my
wig
goodness.
cap pick.
Okay, so I can see
Angela,
that.
get your
Are
shit
we
straight,
looking at the
girl.
hair underneath?
Yeah, in the middle. You see the because you can see her natural hair underneath it.
It looks like a butt. But then
Everything
I'm
looks
again,
like a
like,
butt to you.
I even zoomed in. I'm like, is that a wig? I called hubby over and said, "Do you see wig cap?" And he's like, "Where in the backwoods did you find this person?" I said, "That's exactly where she lives. The backwoods of Georgia."
maybe
She
she
is
has
a
her
backwoods
wig on
babe.
backwards, backwards. That's crazy
Good
looking.
God. Angela, Angela, Angela. Come
But
on, girl. You got
leave
to
it
do
to
better.
her. She's walking around like she's the you know what.
Because it looked
Queen
cute
bee.
from the front, but when she turned around and started walking away, I'm like, hold up,
Leave it to you. The wrong
rewind,
person
pause.
saw that. If she knew you were watching, she would have had her shit together. You got the
Dolly.
wrong lady watching you, Angela. You
That's
can't
right.
do this type of shit in front of Ronnie, girl. She will get it.
Somebody's watching you. Get
I
on your
will
P's and
touch you.
Q's,
You
Angela. I can hear
cannot do
Angela
this in
now.
front of her.
Michael, fix my wig because that girl's watching. That girl from the YouTube and the TikTok.
And
Row, row, boat, boat.
watch me post this tomorrow and tag her ass.
Boat, 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 whatever
Oh,
the hell it
please
is.
do.
Angela
I
is
want to
so
see
Please
her come
do.
at me.
Dolly.
You know, I love
That would
being
be
heckled.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
Roe faces off with Angela. Roe versus Wade. I mean, Roe versus Angela.
I would just die laughing, and I hope it makes it to the freaking. Well, it won't make it to the tell-all, but
It's
that
gonna
would have
be
been
on the
awesome.
tell-all. Don't sell yourself short. I think you and J are gonna be on there, maybe hosting that show one time. We never
That
I'm
would
know.
be
telling.
fun.
I got tea
Bring me
that the
on as a guest.
tell-all has already been taped.
Right.
Angela is
They,
so abusive, Dolly said to Michael, but he's beginning to talk back to her. Yes, you're right, Dolly.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
and that's
Five
why she
years
keeps hanging up
later,
on him.
5 years later, finally, he needs to have been done that.
So tell us now, the tell-all's been taped?
Yes.
Like already? From this
Y-
season?
yes.
Well, that stuff's not real time. That stuff is like filmed months ago.
I mean,
It
but
was
it wasn't.
either last week or the week before because I did a TikTok about the scoop that I got on Big Ed and Liz and how but we'll save that for when we get to them.
Okay.
I'll recap it.
Recap it. Better than her wig.
Oh, Jay, I'm loving you tonight. You are on it.
She is always on it. Like a
But I
sonnet.
caught that. I'm like, wait a second. Am I seeing that right?
So was Jovi and Yara even on this episode? Because I fell asleep.
No. And when I did my recap, I talked about Jovi and Yara, and I did not talk about Kim and Usman because I got nothing to say about it. But
Well,
Jovi
Kim
and
and
Yara
Uz.
are going to be fine. She and Miss Gwen have a practical joke thing going. We talked about this last week with the purple hair dye in the shampoo.
Right.
And, you know, And that was Gwen getting Yara back for something she did. So obviously they are having some time together. She is being a grandma. So they're working out just fine. We can skip over them. They weren't even on this episode.
Does anybody watch? I think we talked about this before. Do you guys watch 90 Day UK at all? Like, can we do one of those recaps one time?
Yeah, let's
I
definitely
have
do
to
one of
catch up.
those.
I haven't watched the last two, but
Okay.
we can do it for next week.
Yeah, whenever we get the time, or if it has to be a different night. But I'm kind of getting into that.
Back up. Are you planning my show? Get your own channel.
No, I just want you
She
to do a
has her own
different night.
channel.
I'm trying to get us on
Where was
Sunday.
Wendy Jones on Monday? We had Meatless Monday without you, Wendy.
Wendy, we were looking for you. Wendy, you got some
Because
explaining to
you
do.
guys, I don't think we had a good we didn't put it out long enough. Now we'll know next Monday.
Meatless
Meatless.
Monday. We held to it. So
Meet
make
us
sure
for
you're there. It's
meatless.
going to be on Vegan Knowledge JJ's channel.
I might get my 33rd subscriber.
Bro,
It's a work in progress.
how many you at now?
95.
She's coming.
Nice. And J&J? 550,
562. 562 and counting,
But
baby.
she was at 32 one time, and she was at 95.
And let me
Most
tell you, my most viewed video.
It's like 1 million now, isn't it, Ro?
No, I'm at 15.8 thousand.
See, that's close to 1 million for me if I had that many.
Yeah, I had somebody call me out because I posted a video about being a small channel, and they're like, "You are not small."
You have more subscribers than money I've made this month. So does
But we are
J&J.
pushing to that 1K for YouTube, guys. So please make sure you hit the like
let's
button.
get there.
Let's get
So-
the subscribership up.
My silly scratch off video got 2,000 views.
Cool.
And why was it silly? Didn't you really win or no?
Oh yeah, I won, but it was
one of them
like
fake scratch offs when you said silly for a second. No,
no, but it was like I
no wonder
didn't
you never
post
loaned
like
that
me.
money.
I had already scratched it and said, my husband bought me this ticket, and I ripped him a new one for spending $50 on a scratch off, and then I had to eat my words because we won.
Right.
Don't you love it when that happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dawn, remember when you used to get on me sometimes about playing the lottery? Well, I don't really play anymore. Once in a while if I have a hunch, but I was like I did it like faithfully.
Yeah, because you were wasting money. I'm like, you're giving these people money back.
I got on a run one time. You got to admit. I was winning every week. And it's like, I knew she didn't like it. But
it was so weird. She kept winning on the same number. It was this 0123. And every time she played it, it came out. I'm like, what the fuck? Do you know when that number's coming out?
I did
like, how are you doing that?
Patterns. I thought I was anyway, but then things took a different turn.
Well, usually what we do is if we win on a scratch off, we save that money and we take it to the Hard Rock Casino and throw it in like a slot machine or bubble craps or roulette and like quadruple our money.
Huh?
And we're not doing that this time. We're paying our property taxes.
Well, that's a cool thing.
Just
so down to
you can
Kim
pay your property
Usman.
taxes for next year too. I'm just kidding. That's a gambler in me.
So what's up with Kim and Usman, dude? I mean, she's trying to call the shots, telling him that the new woman can't live in the house with her and all that good shit.
I don't think that Kim, I'll be honest with you, from the very beginning, she told her friends that, it's okay if he wants to have another wife. I think in theory, in her mind, she wants that to be okay, but she's too jealous, dude. I don't know that she can get there with that.
There's
and I
no
don't
way.
know that, and I think he kind of knows it. You know what I mean? But he's in this for his music career and a green card.
Period. That's what he wants out of this. Kim has hired help. Okay, Kim has hired help.
I'm not
There's
gonna
no
say
way.
that he hates her and he doesn't like her. I think he's grown fond of her. Don't get me wrong, but this
She's a
is
reality TV girlfriend, nothing more.
what do you think, Ro?
Okay, she was getting behind the idea of a second wife, living in a different house, in his hometown. She would stay in the city. Like when she came to Nigeria to
So what
visit,
happens when he
there's no
goes
reason for us to visit. And then all of a sudden he started throwing out a third and a fourth wife. And she's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not even fully on board with the second wife. And then the best friend who has a second wife screwed it up for him by saying that they're equal and that like the first wife isn't like higher on the food chain. And
Yeah.
that is supposedly how Usman explained it to Kim to get her on board with it. And
there?
then she did the thing that I hate, which is why I probably tuned them
Joseph,
out and
because
threw the drink on him again.
because now we know you had
What
a
is
drink
with her
thrown
with
on
the
you,
food?
right? So you have like a personal issue with that, I'm sure.
I said to Jen the other day, I'm like, he's not a plate. Like, why does she keep throwing food
That's
on
just
him and drinks?
disrespectful. I didn't like when speaking again of Ari, I didn't like when the sister threw I just think you don't need to bring physical violence into something that's emotional.
But
And
we do
the
know it's scripted, right? The
yeah,
producers make them do that stuff.
but
The
But
it's
it's like
like
it's
drama.
been done. This is
yeah.
like the second time she's done it. We saw Ari's, Biniam's family do it to Ari. It's like it's done. Can we find a new shtick? Because this
Right.
Right.
isn't working for us.
At least
Right.
throw some like food or something instead of the drinks all the time. Because I would get so mad if somebody threw a drink in my eye. I'll be honest with you. No one's ever done that. Thank goodness. I might
And
have
then
had.
it's like the best friends understood English but would not speak English. So it's like, was he afraid to speak to her?
When
Or,
he goes to visit that other wife, what do you think Kim is going to do? I don't care what house and what country she lives in. That
well,
is
she
not
said
going
he's
to be
going to have to bleach his thingy.
well. That's what I mean. Like she's not. She's too Americanized to deal with that. I'm so
Well,
sorry.
well, we have sister
She's
wives and
like
we have the show Seeking
She's like,
Sister
"I don't
Wives.
wanna
I
be
mean,
a sister wife," she said, and so that's you know what I mean? At some point, she's gonna have to get her head around it. I feel like she'd be better off getting, like, a surrogate mother and just having you know what I mean? That way they could raise the baby because
Skylar, can I have an egg? I can tote it.
Right. Get her son's wife or
Skylar will
something.
not give that woman an egg. Thank
I
God.
hated I'd never heard anybody call it tote before that. I mean, maybe that's a thing in other parts of the country, but I've never heard anybody say tote my baby for me.
But it's like, I don't, there are no words. Because first he lied to her about the role of the second wife. We thought she was just going to be like a baby mama, basically. And now, she's going to be on equal footing with Kim. And then he starts talking about a third and a fourth wife. And that's when she's like, I'm out. I've had it. I'm done. Like, no. And I'm just like, good Lord. Just come
Like,
home. Just get on the next plane.
right.
It's over. Go on 90-day single life if you still have to like be on the show
Oh
because
my
that's
He's
how
God,
you make
speaking
done.
of
money.
which, I fucking am so pissed off at Colt right now. The way that he made Miss Debbie cry, I will never forgive him for that. I don't care what she's done. That is your mom. Only get one. The woman is 70 years old. And he's gonna be
Oh,
pissed and resenting Vanessa when she dies.
yes. So
Hey,
Shay
Shay
just
J.
said,
Yep,
I'm
I was
over
just about to read it.
TLC
Go for it.
for allowing drinks thrown to the face. I don't have many nice things to say about Kim, so I will cover my mouth. Hopefully it will end soon. And then Dolly just said Kim is delusional and she needs to stop throwing drinks in his face. Kim thought she would be the first wife to get all good stuff. Okay, Dolly, you need
To
to
get
Shout
explain
all
out
the
what
to
good
good
stuff
both.
because I
stuff.
don't see any good stuff.
Shout out to Shay J. Shout out to Dolly for the comments. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I'm over it too. TLC needs to get some new scripting going on because the stuff that they're doing is old and tired.
Bring back the weird food, like the first time that Chantel's family went to see Pedro and they broke out the chicken feet. I know they eat weird things in other
Wait, where did we
countries.
just have chicken feet? Somebody just had it, right? Like where we? What was I? Oh, I know what it was. Again, 90 Day UK. Richard and Kathleen. He's like, chicken's foot. Why would I eat a chicken's foot? I want a wing or something. He said it was hilarious on the episode where he goes to meet her family.
I'm
That's
sure
a
in
whole nother.
Nigeria they got to make some oxtail soup or something. You know,
He's like, why do
give
I have
him
to eat the
something funky
inside
to
I
of the
think
eat.
that's the
chicken?
Caribbean.
They were
I think that's the Caribbean. You'll definitely get oxtail all day long.
Okay.
Goat, all of that. All of
Well,
that
oxtail
stuff.
soup actually isn't bad, but I know you guys are vegans, so when I go to the Caribbean, I
When
get
I
my
wasn't
conch.
vegan, I never ate that. I would
I didn't
eat
even
curry
know
chicken
people
back
ate
in the
ox.
day.
Okay, but you got to remember, I'm a Jewish princess from New York, which is why I love Lauren and Alexi. My father used to take me to the kosher deli, and we would have cow tongue sandwiches on rye. Okay, so
Ah.
Shout out to Rosenfeld's Jewish Deli around here. He's closing up, but he's got other locations, so that's
He was
good.
one of the first people that we did business with when we owned our delivery service. Shout out to Warren Rosenfeld. He's in fact he's the reason why we live in the condo we live in. When our landlord sold the house from under us, Robin Yates, you will not go nameless because that was so jacked up what you did. We were there 7 years, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, she shows up and says, "Yeah, I decided to sell the house, and you got 2 months to get out." Thank God Warren Rosenfeld was the one who talked to our landlord and got us in where we are, only 10 streets away. So we didn't even have to move to a whole nother part of town or anything. That was amazing. Thank you, Warren
that's
Rosenfeld.
happening. That is happening so much where I am with the prices of houses and rent. They're
Yeah.
trying to kick out the renters that they have so that they can, refurb and then double the rent.
Yes.
Or they're trying to sell because the housing market is so high. Just happened to friends of mine. They just bought a mobile home because the mobile home they were renting, the guy is like, I'm going to remodel the kitchen. And if you want to stay, it's literally a 1-bedroom mobile home. He was going to want $1,800 a month.
Jesus.
Mm.
See, that's BS, man.
Does it include like the what is that? The ground rent?
Well, actually, here in Florida, you can either get a property where you have to pay lot rent, or you can own the lot.
Oh, okay.
So you actually are a landowner. That's what Joe had when we got together. And they actually they were living in that same park where my husband had his place. Now they moved one park over and bought, because it was cheaper than trying to find some place to rent.
Right.
You remember that one couple that lived in the trailer that was on 90 Day Fiancé a while back? I think her name was Jenny, but not like Summit and Jenny. And I can't remember his name, but he had like two older sons.
Oh, but check this out, Ro. Remember Stephen and Ingrid or Inga or what
Yeah,
was
Yes.
they met here
in Ocean
where we
City, where we
live.
are.
And
Oh,
one
wow.
of the guys, yeah, the guy that does the mechanic work on our car when we had a used car, he actually, I went on Steven's page and I saw where he followed our mechanic. And I asked Jay, "Do you
Look at
know this
her with
guy?" And I said,
six
"Yeah."
degrees of
And I
separation.
said, "Dude, he is on 90 Day Fiance." And now, they're in New York, they're in Brooklyn. But he's from Bowie, Maryland, but they legit met in Ocean City, Maryland.
And didn't they just recently have a baby?
Two babies
Yeah.
now, isn't it?
Two
Yeah.
baby.
This is their
Well,
second kid. Yeah.
yeah, she was pregnant. Didn't
Maybe.
they do a season of Happily Ever After? And she was
Yeah.
pregnant on that one, and now they have a second
Yes.
baby.
I
Yes.
remember their first season. She was pregnant over there, and he went over there when the baby was
Oh,
born.
yes, yes, that's what it was.
And then he wanted
And
to
then
bring the
Danielle
baby
came
here.
here. Remember Danielle
Danielle?
came here last summer? Ocean
Yep.
City's getting on the map with 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, we could hear her and Mohammed yelling. No, I'm just kidding. Danielle and came with the girls trip, remember? And then she met that guy, and I swear that guy that she met up with, I thought I like picked up food from a bar one time, and he was like the guy that served it to us. I could be wrong and just making it up because I wanted to be famous. Dolly said, "I've never eaten cow tongue. Is it good?" And then Rose said it tastes like liver. Yeah, I've never ate a cow tongue either, but I did eat liver and onions. Oh, well, I didn't eat the onions, but as a
I used
kid,
to
we
love
had liver a lot. I used to like it.
liver and onions.
Now it just really
I had
makes you feel weird.
severe anemia in my early teen years, and I would live on liver, flounder, and broccoli.
You should have had some spinach.
Well, broccoli was my favorite vegetable.
You know, when I was a kid, I wouldn't eat broccoli because I thought it looked like a tree.
Well,
But
that's
now,
why I used to, when I was little, I called it little trees. Mama, I want little trees.
oh, yeah, that definitely would have made sense. I don't know why. I guess I didn't want to eat a tree.
Baby.
And now look at you. That's all you eat.
Right. Speaking of that, we had some really
She used to have
food
this
tonight. We
running
had,
joke when she was a kid
oh
and her
yeah, I
family.
knew you
She
were
would
gonna
say,
go
"Ask
there.
me if I'm a tree." You knew it.
Go ahead,
Don't
do
even
it.
try it. She would say, "Ask me, am I a tree?"
Go
So,
ahead,
Jen, are
do it.
you a tree?
No. And that's what I thought was so funny, but now it's not funny anymore. But I thought it was funny then. But I got one. Knock knock.
Who's there?
There.
Interrupting cow.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You're not gonna get me with it.
Interrupting cow who?
Oh!
I
And
won't give her the
Shay just said
satisfaction.
Don't won't
Shay
do it
just
anymore.
said she's eaten smoked cow tongue and she liked it. See, it doesn't taste any different than liver. It's just we would have cow tongue sandwiches on rye bread with a kosher pickle, and I
Did
would
it
have
look
a
like
side of
a tongue?
matzo ball soup.
That's something I've always wanted to try.
Matzo ball
Matzo
soup?
ball soup.
You
Yeah.
know what? I bet it tastes like dumplings, right? That's what it kind of like looked like.
It actually is more like a meatball than a dumpling.
Okay, but like in
It
soup, right?
yes.
What is
So
Italian wedding soup?
okay, Italian wedding soup is um oh my god, it was my mom's. It's got little tiny meatballs in it. So
Hmm.
it's like the point is it's melding two different types of soup together. So it's basically like chicken soup with meatballs and then it's got pasta and veggies.
Because
So
my mom sent us a recipe for like made of chickpeas. It's like a vegan Italian wedding soup, and I was just wondering what it is because I saw it at the Italian restaurant, like on the menu, but I've never tried it.
yeah, you're not going to want to order it because it's not vegan, it's got meatballs in it. And I'm trying to figure out and it's going to be made with chicken broth. So
Hmm.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
thinking
Well, she
ahead
said
to
the vegan
Passover this
version.
coming year, and how I'm probably gonna have to make a vegetable broth because um, matzo balls are naturally vegan. Um, so the matzo balls is fine, but it's usually we make chicken stock and then we add the carrots and the celery and the onions. Um,
Leave it to Ro. Here we are on food. Look, we got a chat going where we got Shay J talking about I love Italian wedding soup, and Dolly coming on and say I hate liver. Why are we talking about food, people?
I know you're
We're
making me
supposed to
hungry.
be talking
Well, because
about
last
90 Day
night we started
Fiance.
talking about 90 Day Fiance on Meatless Monday. We're backwards.
Right. We're
And it's
not
Taco
programmed, damn it.
Tuesday. We're all screwed up. Okay. What are we talking about? Usman and it's because she threw the drink at him.
yeah, and we said we
Started
need
it.
something with the weird food.
Right. See, I'm being telephone.
Make her eat a cow tongue sandwich. Like, there's got to be some
Ew.
sort of
I took
Nigerian
fear
weird
back.
food.
I'm sure. Throw something at Kim. But see, he doesn't retaliate. He's like very laid back with that, like Michael. Like they just, get yelled
All
at.
I keep hearing is Miss Karen. Shout out to Miss Karen. I do not wish to eat a chicken foot.
Speaking of Miss Karen, now that the show is over, has she been released from the NDA to be able to come on and talk with us?
I don't know. I haven't asked her because I didn't want to push the issue because we don't talk about it. But I'll
We
ask.
don't talk about Bruno.
We don't
Well,
speak
we at
about.
least need River to come on to plug his music.
Right.
Well,
We
I'll
promise
ask
not to ask
her.
about the relationship, but like we want to talk to River and know what's going on with him.
I will ask her and see if she can talk to River, but I'll ask her and see what she says, and I will keep you guys posted.
I
And
just
then
took a
Shay
bite of
J
my
said,
tofu.
weird food makes people smile and laugh. Yes, it does. That's why I want to
It
see some
does.
weird food. You're in
That's
another
why I became a
country. Let's
vegan.
see some of the stuff.
Yeah, put it in the chat. What's the weirdest stuff that your country has that it's notable for? Is
My
it a chicken
country.
foot?
I mean, I think it's
Or
weird
your
that
state? It could be your state of mind, state of confusion.
well,
What's
now that I'm
weird in
vegan,
your
I think it's
state?
weird that we take a crab and like gut it out and eat it, like every little part, including like the quote unquote poop.
Yeah, but a few years ago we didn't think it was that weird, so
It's
I don't
true,
know.
but other people think it's weird. Like when I was in well, last week we talked about, I think it was, I went to Ireland, right? And when the Irish ladies came over here to visit us, they we had a steamed crab. You'll like this. Who said they were from Maryland? Maureen, if you're still here. She like took the crab and we didn't realize that she had never opened one before and just totally took the hammer, like the little mallet, and just like started smashing it on the top. Like, I'll get this bastard open. And we were like laughing. And I was like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Like,
It's like,
that's like
see that
taboo
little
when you grow up
section in
around
the back?
crabs. Like, you don't do that. There's a way
You
to
just
do that.
pull that out
Well,
and the whole crab opens up.
hot
Yes. But
take. I can't get behind soft shell crab. No,
Oh,
no. If I
really?
can't crack it, I'm not eating it.
But you know what? I totally get that, but it is
but
a
yeah.
real thing. I'm like, you can eat all of it. That scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. I'm like, I can eat the whole thing
But you
because
know
it
what?
looks like a crab.
Every time I think now about it, I just think about like, okay, the crab is like living, and then when he's in the little pot, and then we pour like salt in his
Jen,
eyes, like, isn't he
Jen,
gonna feel
why
like
are we going on a
pain?
guilt trip? Why are we
I
going on a
know,
guilt
but
trip?
I'm just telling you about my
Hey,
own guilt trip. I don't have a problem with anybody else doing it. I'm just like, that's where I'm at
But you're
now
putting
after
us
being
all on
vegan.
your guilt trip.
and I haven't
I had a
eaten
hermit
pork
crab
since
and
I
felt
saw.
terrible one time eating crabs in front of him.
I haven't eaten pork since I think it was the movie Babe, where he goes looking for his mom and winds up in the slaughterhouse. And
Right.
nope,
Wow.
nope, nope.
You should see some of the like the even the poor cows. Like that's why I don't
Oh,
even eat.
and don't watch any documentaries about chicken farms.
I've
You'll never
watched
want to
all
eat a
the
chicken again.
documentaries.
No,
That's what I
no,
mean.
seriously, don't watch Gary Yourofsky because that's what turned me vegan. Jen
Yep.
showed me that video how they used to how they do punch and kick the cows. Come on, like what the hell are you do? What's the point of that? What's the point of abusing a cow? You're already
And
chopping them up.
There's a
and
lot of
let
stuff.
okay,
Yeah.
I've got stuff for Vegan Monday
I was gonna say
I
we're
saw
going on to Meatless Monday stuff again.
because I read another NIH article years ago about the pus in the cows and how much is allowed to
Yes.
be in the milk.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
that's nasty. It's so
somatic
nasty.
cells is
I
what
will
they
never
call
drink
it.
cow's milk ever
But
again.
it's not
Ever.
somatic cells, it's pus because they get mastitis from the over milking and then they like artificially impregnate them. It's just terrible.
I I watched a documentary, and I would not eat certain brands because they subcontract chicken farms, and the chickens are on top of each other, and then if one dies, they eat the other. No,
Yeah, it's I mean, meat period. It's flesh, guys. It's dead flesh. It makes no sense to put dead flesh in your body. That's why we have the diseases that we have. We could go on and on about that. But it's because people are putting dead flesh and mucus in their bodies. Dairy is mucus, dead flesh from animals. It makes no sense. Our body was not made to process that shit. Stop
Jen
it.
just Remind me for Monday to tell you the story about the county fair in case I forget.
Okay, I'll remind you.
Okay, because we're gonna move on because
Yeah.
this is not Meatless
Okay.
Monday, and we're
Exactly.
scaring
And
people.
everybody is allowed to eat what they want. We are not anti like food. I'm just saying that's
Eat
what
what you
I do.
want, people, but you're gonna die.
Exactly.
Okay, so Shay said when she was in
You're
France,
scaring us all. I'm scared to eat anything now.
Shay said when she was in France, she ordered a sausage that was stuffed with chitterlings. It was
Chitlins.
very different.
Yes.
Now, is
I'm,
that
I used to
chitlins
eat
or
them.
is
I feel like
chitterlings
that's
something
the
else?
real name for chitlins. I mean, the real
That's
spelling,
chitlins.
right?
It's the
Yeah.
proper name for chitlins.
It's like we don't
Chitterlings.
say Mary
Okay, I've
Maryland.
only ever heard chitlins,
Me
so
too. I thought it was spelled like
Yeah.
Chitlans.
and to me that sounds like trying to eat haggis. No, thank you.
Is that from Harry Potter?
No, that's from
What's
Scotland,
haggis?
and it's
You're
sheep's
talking about
stomach.
Hagrid. Oh my God, Hagrid.
Jen and her
You missed
dad
that
jokes that went right over my head. Whew.
one. Okay, wait a minute. Sausage that was stuffed. And what is chitlins again?
I
Like,
don't think we
Pig's
want to know.
innards.
okay, but pig's innards and with
It's
sausage.
basically pig intestine.
It was like, what's that thing called? Turducken? You're like stuffing it's
A duck inside a
like a
chicken inside
pig.
a turkey.
It's like a pig inside of the insides of a pig inside of a pig casing is sausage stuffed with chitlins, right? Kinda.
Wait a minute, I have to hear that again. Ro, what is it again?
Chitterlings.
Turducken is a duck inside a chicken inside a turkey.
Right.
How crazy.
I'm like, do
How
we really
crazy is
need
that?
three
No,
meat?
thank you.
It's like 3 cheese pizza or something. 5 cheese pizza. Do we really need 5 cheeses? We need a turkey inside of a duck inside of a what? Turduck
Chicken.
chicken. Right.
Turkey, duck, chicken.
That just sounds
No,
like
thank
Oh
you.
my
too much
God.
work.
No.
A duck inside of a turkey, inside of a chicken, inside of a
I don't think
turkey.
I've ever tried duck.
I have. It's just very salty.
Like
Yeah, I
chicken.
don't like. I never had duck. Just it's weird because as a kid I wouldn't eat a duck because it was like a duck, like
Because we
Donald
fed
Duck.
them bread and stuff.
Rabbit. Never had rabbit.
Caitlin won't eat rabbits because she loves rabbits. She wants nothing to do with it. She won't even have a rabbit's
Yeah.
foot for good luck. Like,
Yeah.
not having it. That's how I am with like
Yep.
pork. I saw Babe, not having it. I've had
I mean,
alligator.
Jen's stepfather is a hunter. Dude, we went into his garage. Well, hey, go take a look in the garage. I got a
Oh,
I'm
surprise
that's got to
for
be
you.
so much
traumatized.
fun for you, Jen.
Oh, that was lovely. They
Oh
were
man,
hanging out
it was 3
blood.
deer hanging by their feet, gutted,
But you know,
I'd be
greeting us at
crying
the door.
Bambi's mom and running in the opposite direction.
my aunt made me eat deer meat once by mistake. Like, well, I don't know if it was a mistake, but she gave me like stew, and it actually had deer, and I didn't know it, but it was just like tougher. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Like tougher
venison
texture,
stew.
kind of
Yeah,
gamey.
it's tough.
The chitlin sausage was similar to turducken, she said, and covered with a type of bread. Oh,
Nope,
like
you
a
lost me
pot
with the
pie?
breading. I don't do
I'm like,
breading.
Ro hates breading.
That just made me want a chicken
um,
pot pie, but not chicken.
Now I've had gator, like gator tail, and I look at it this way: I'm in Florida, so it's either
Ostrich
I get
once.
it or it gets me.
Right?
Remember that
But
place that sold ostrich burgers? It was like, well, I don't know if it was
yeah, we
everywhere,
have
but
a place like that here. You can get boar, you can get kangaroo, you can get bison, and
oh
that's
my
where I
god,
had the gator.
found
Yeah, it's all the exotic meats,
oh,
and I'm like that poor kangaroo.
I know, right? A little
So
pouch.
was Bilal and Shida even on this episode?
Bring us back
Yes,
on track, J and J. You're the host here. Get
yes.
us on now.
She came in with breakfast in bed for him and apologizing.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's
Blech.
right. That's
And
right.
then
She
they
said
went
she
to
was
the
gonna
furniture
apologize.
store.
Right. I remember that.
And then
And it
the
took me
furniture
back to
store.
Patrick and Thais. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well,
She
she
had
couldn't
nothing
figure
to
shit out.
apologize for.
No, she didn't.
And then it skips to them going to this furniture store, which he's driving. And it's connected to a baby store, and she has baby fever. And the women ask, "Do you have baby fever?" And she goes, "Yeah." And then it cuts to him at his mom's house complaining that, you know, she tricked him into going to this furniture store with a baby store attached. It's like, how did she trick you if you're driving?
Right.
She's not from here.
Right. Absolutely.
I
I
love
didn't
how
see
he
that
always
scene.
turns himself into the victim.
He always does that with Shida. She's always the bad guy. That's what people don't like about him. But how about Shida back in the summer actually defending Bilal and putting out on her Instagram that anybody that hates on him is an Islamophobic and a racist?
That's because he's unfortunately like I don't know, like I feel like
He's the sweetest man she knows, and we have no right to feel that way. Well, stop letting them edit him that way.
Well,
mhm.
that's a woman protecting her husband. I mean, I even if I thought my husband was wrong, I'd still defend him to the earth.
Yeah,
But
but
in the
she's also saying at the same time that he's basically treating her like a kid. And then she goes and gets pissed at other people saying it. So I guess it's
Yeah.
okay for her to say it because she's the wife, right?
well, that's well, look at it. Okay, so I can call my sister names, but if somebody else calls my sister a name, they're gonna get it.
Right, right,
Mhm.
right.
That's
Like I
true.
said, I may not agree with what my husband said, but I'm going to defend him in public to the ends of the earth. But at home, he's going to get it. And he
I
does the same
still
for me.
within the show though, like I think she's realized that how we were talking about earlier how you have to pretty much make peace with him. It's like he's
Yeah.
always right. And I don't feel like he ever says to her, I see where you're coming from. Whenever she has an emotional response, like he basically is like, show no
She's being
emotion.
irrational.
Even if she was yelling at you and throwing a drink in your face, you have to be like, no issue, like, oh, everything's fine and I'm going to be the bigger person. And it's like, he doesn't hold the ex-wife accountable, but yet he still wants her in his life. So I'm like, I feel like if you're going to be with both of those people, that's your mother, the child, the mother of your children. So why are you not holding her accountable for what she's showing your kids too? I just don't feel like that was I don't feel like it was fair, but that might be my egoic self thinking that in his opinion. He's like, you need to be the bigger person, but it's just, I think, continuously
Yeah.
putting her in a place where she feels like she can do no right.
Yeah, and that gets on my nerves about him.
Okay, so I have
So
another
let's
hot
see.
take on that point. I think
All
he's not
right,
going
go.
to. Okay. I think he's afraid to go against the ex wife because she showed her true colors and how she acts. And I think she's the kind of woman that's vindictive and will withhold his children from him if he
Yeah.
says anything to her.
Yeah, but I don't think legally she can do that. But I don't think he wants to put his kids through that.
Exactly.
But
So,
it's a lot about the kids with him. You know that? Like, he doesn't want to disrespect their mother. He's
Because he wants
very
peace for his
protective of that
children.
peace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wants
And
peace for his
it's
children.
bad enough they're on this show, probably, for him.
Notice they haven't been.
which
Yeah.
is why he's not going to say anything to the ex wife about her behavior and is going to tell Shida, just hold your tongue and keep the peace, or I'm not going to be able to see my kids. Because we don't know what happens when the cameras are off and they're laying in bed at night. That
Right.
might have been the conversation that they had the night before, which is why Shida apologized in the morning. I still don't think she had anything to apologize for.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. My
Because
second
she
hot
wasn't
take
wrong.
is I think he's stringing her along about the children, trying to
Oh,
wait it out
yeah.
until she's so close to 40 that's when they're trying. And the older you are, the less
It's too
fertile you
late.
are,
Right.
so that he doesn't have
I
to have
agree.
any more children. Um,
I agree.
because he asked the mom, like, how soon did you get pregnant? She's like, a month. I'm like, yeah, but how old were you? You know,
Mm-hmm.
some women, you look at them sideways and they're pregnant. Other women in their, 20s and 30s, they've been trying for years, gone through 8 miscarriages, and still don't have a baby.
Right. You mean like Lauren?
Yeah, he looks at her and she's
Lauren is
pregnant.
Lauren is spitting them out, boy.
Well, she's got 3 under 3 now, and she got her girl. So maybe the deal was get them out, get them done. As soon as I get my girl, we're done. Tie my tubes. We don't know.
Yep.
But Alexi would be happy with a football team. Well, rugby,
Right.
soccer. But I'm sure Lauren is like, let's get them done. I'm getting older. I want to be able to run with my kids, which is like Shida. She wants to have them now because she knows that she might not get pregnant in a month.
Right.
I didn't think there was anything wrong with her asking, can we just go see a fertility specialist? Just so I know what I'm working with. Do I
Right.
even have any eggs left that would be
I
viable? Like,
I just don't think it's like I feel like he in some ways still has their relationship on trial. Like he's not completely sure. Well, first of all, I don't think he wanted any more kids, but he should
yeah,
have realized that that's what she wants, and so you shouldn't have moved forward with this relationship with that type of, that difference in your core values. She wants
Well,
kids
she
and a
she was smart
family,
to put it in the prenup.
and she's not young. Like you said, I agree with you. He probably is stringing along. I think he's stringing along maybe for two reasons. Maybe she's going to want to adopt a kid if she can't have one. I'm going to tell you now, even if she can't, because he's waited too long. But I feel like he's still feeling her out in some ways. Like, is this the kind of person I want to? I think he's still kind of traumatized from his first relationship, and he's also like, I feel like at some points in time he doesn't trust her, but the more she accommodates him, he's getting his head around it a little bit more. Like the more she tells him he's right and I'm sorry and doesn't buck up against him, I feel like he's buying in that she can create that peace with him.
I think he just wanted a submissive wife who would cook and clean and just keep her mouth shut because he
And
was
he
sick
got
of
the
doing it for
wrong one.
himself.
He got the
Oh,
wrong one. And yes, Dolly Bush, I do think he still loves his ex.
yes,
And Shay, you're
yep.
also right. Bilal has
Bilal
too
has
many
too many
women running
women.
his life.
Mhm. Exactly. Wife, ex, mom, and he's not able to talk for himself in a lot of ways. He goes to them and then has them come to Shida, which is not right.
Well, that's what he did in the case with Shahida and Shada there with that whole prenup thing. He had
Then he
no
wants to keep
business.
peace, but it's his fault that the whole thing happened. It's no
Right. He
responsibility
started
on
it.
him.
He had no business going to her about that damn prenup.
You
That was
don't talk
between
to your
him and his
ex-wife.
wife. That's between him and Shida. There's no and then he sat there and let her go nuts on his current wife. Come on,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
He
You
should have
started
spoke
that
up.
whole thing.
Yes.
And if he wanted to do it right and involve one of the other women in his life in the prenup
The
discussion,
mother.
it should have been his mother because you respect your elders.
Mother
And
has a
that's
And
going to be
he
level
your
did
head.
mother in
that.
law.
See, but why did he then go to Shida anyway? Because he obviously did it with both of them. He did it with the mom because the mom came over. Or wait a minute, no. Shida was the one who contacted the mom and said, I need you to come talk to me. And she was the one who
Exactly.
actually calmed her down. So
Yeah.
Bilal, instead of going to his mom, he went to his sister, but he went to his ex-wife because he told her, listen, you can use the kids. That's the excuse for you bringing it up, for you bringing it up.
But it
I'm
was so
not getting
stupid
anywhere.
because the kids have nothing to do with the prenup. The kids have something to
No.
do with a will.
Right.
Right.
Okay, a prenup is what happens during your marriage.
But what
He
she's
still has to
saying,
pay child support either way. So nothing's coming out of their pocket there. It's, if something happens to him and he passes away, what do they get? So, like, Shahida, the names are too close. the ex-wife had no reason to be involved in the prenup, but she could have discussed, when he updates his will, because there she
Right.
has a reason to speak up.
In
But
which
like,
case,
Did
that
you
wasn't
guys
even the
ever watch
conversation.
did you ever watch Marrying Millions, that show?
yes, I love that show. I miss it.
Yep.
Okay, so the one wife was the same way though, with the guy with the young girl, the guy with the longer hair. I can't think of their names right now. I
The
think her name
older
is
Yes,
like
guy.
and they
15.
moved to Miami for a little while, and the
Yeah.
ex-wife was she's only after you for your money. She's only after you for money,
Yes,
Right,
and she's like,
right.
she
I
was
don't
all up
want
in
his
it.
money.
And she was the same way though. You have kids, and basically like if she
You're
takes a
breaking up
part of
our
his
family.
money.
It's like your family's already broken. What are you talking
Right.
about?
Some of these exes, man, that are still like all up in it. That's like, and the way that Shaida said, Dolly said, Shaida said she's gonna stand up, or Shaida said she's gonna stand up for herself and not let anyone bully her. That is so true. I like when she kind of thought, okay, this lady's bullying me, because that's what she's doing, and she bullies Bilal a little bit too. You can tell.
Yeah, and
But
then
Yeah.
the
Shay
thing
just
that
get sorry, not to interrupt, but Shay just said that I saw this too, Shay. The guy from Marrying Millions got arrested for uh inappropriate touching of young
what?
women. Yes.
Which
Which
one? The
one?
one we were talking about?
Yes, the one we were talking about.
Oh,
Okay, wait. I
wow.
know there's two of them. Not the one where she turned him down on the wedding day, right?
No, the one
The one we were
that
just
the
talking
ex-wife
about.
was always up in their business. Yeah,
Okay.
he was the realtor,
Wow.
Uh
the
huh.
real estate mogul. He was
Mm-hmm.
arrested for inappropriate relations with young women.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, he got me too'd.
Oh, wow. The Me Too movement is in full effect.
And that was right at the end of the last of that last season, and then the show never came back.
Wow.
Do
I
you
didn't
think
even see
that's
that one.
why? Maybe that's why, because they didn't want that bad press.
What is the old saying? There's no such thing as bad press.
Right. Bad press is press, man.
Mm
It gets focused on you.
But yeah, so that's all I had to say about Bilal and Shaida.
hmm. Wait a minute. What
The
are the
names are
two
so
names?
close.
I can't get them right. Wait a minute. So
Shaida,
is she Shida?
Shida. It's
And
Shaida.
Shida.
and the other girl Shahida?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And
It's like, how
that's
do
what
you
I was
keep
gonna
them
say.
straight?
Shahida, when she was talking with her, and she was like, "I'm not just his ex-wife," because Shida was like, "And you're his ex and the mother of his children, and I'm also his friend." Remember that? It's like, okay,
Yeah.
we get that. Yeah, got that. But I'm just talking about you're his ex-wife. If you were his friend, I would know you as his. You know what I mean? Like it was weird. Maybe you are his friend too. Of course, you were together that long, but like I felt like for her to say that, it was a bit.
And my last thought on them, thought it was interesting that the reasons they got divorced and didn't work out are the same things Bilal's doing to the current wife.
Mhm.
Yes.
That really, I think that I thought it was getting in with him, but
Dude,
he, of course,
I've
thinks he
actually
does
got
no
a
wrong.
TikTok that's got like 3,000 views where I had Bilal actually on there saying, damn, I'm glad I got the prenup because, I've got the part where Shahida is talking about the fact that he treated her more like a dad than a husband. And then you've got Bilal just kind of looking down in his hands like, shit, here we go again. And it's like, thank God I got that prenup because guess what? This one's leaving me too.
It's like the way that he, um, well, I guess he hasn't changed. That's one thing. At least he's not putting on an act for her,
At
I
least he's
guess.
consistent, right?
Right?
But you have to find a woman that will deal with that, and this woman is not that woman.
But the
Nope.
mom showed her how to
Neither one
deal
of them
with him,
is.
because I think she has more control over him than we think. If you think about it, she's learning the way to deal with him, because look at, he did put it in the prenup about the kid, and he
Yeah.
wasn't going to do that. She made that happen,
All she needs to
in
do is
her own
stay up
way. The
under his
mother
mother.
telling her about that that way to deal with him. The mom was very. I was impressed with the mother. I see where he got his even keel nature from because she didn't just all of a sudden lash out against her like this is my baby boy and he can do no wrong. She basically told her how to make this work if she wants to with him. But she
If she
also
wants, she should stay up under her and learn, and she will have Bilal wrapped around her finger.
It reminds me of my big fat Greek wedding when the mom comes in and says the man is the head of the house, but the woman is the neck, and she can turn it any way she wants to.
like a
What do
puppet,
you
right?
mean you don't eat no
No
meat?
meat.
That's
Oh
okay.
my
That's okay. I make lamb. Oh God.
goodness.
Oh, and Vula. Did you guys see the second one with the
No,
daughter going to college? And Vula's like, I see. She's got the iPad. I see you. I
I didn't
don't see
even
you.
know
I
there was
see
a
you. I don't
second
see
one.
you. Oh yeah, it's on one of the streaming apps.
I gotta check that out.
Oh, I went to see it in the theater the weekend it opened because I loved the original, and the second one lived up to it. And then it turns out that Vula's parents aren't even married.
What?
Yeah, so the whole movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, is you know dealing with the daughter getting ready to go to college, and Vula going, "Why do you want to leave me?" So she sounds like the father. And how to keep the romance alive after being together for 18 years. And then
Right.
the mom and dad aren't married, so they have to get married because they were, fleeing Greece when there was a war with Turkey. And that's why the grandma is always running around, Turkey. Um, so the priest never signed their marriage license, and he's been hiding it all these years.
Oh my God.
So it's really good. It's worth watching because Vula with the iPad on the face, she calls it the FaceTimes, and she's like, "I see you, I don't see you. I see you, I don't see you."
What about the Windex on the cuts? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, the Windex cures everything. The Windex makes another appearance. Um, we learn the father's brother comes over from Greece.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, it's good. They got Vula still working in the diner, but now she's taking care of the older parents and what it's like to take care of your parents. Because she's
Wow.
become the parent, and it's dad's falling asleep behind the wheel, and she's like
Oh
waking him
shit.
up, and yeah, it's good. And then
I
the
gotta
daughter,
check
not
it
to
out.
spoil it, winds up going to the prom with this guy, and he winds up being Greek.
Ah, you're kidding me.
And he's like, your family's just as crazy as mine.
Oh my God. I think we pretty much wrapped it up. What do you think?
Let's
I
see.
think that's everybody.
Yeah, that's everyone.
Wow. I'm gonna take my ass to sleep because you know how we are after we eat.
I guess we'll see everybody Thursday for Married at First Sight.
Sounds like a plan. And then Meatless Monday.
Yes, Meatless Monday, that's on Jen's channel, so make sure you're subscribed to Vegan Knowledge.
Well, I will make sure there is a link in the description. And please don't forget to hit the like button before you leave.
Oh, wait,
And
we didn't discuss Big Ed and Liz.
oh, wow. Wait a minute. How can we not do that? The photography scene. Oh, yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so she gets jealous because Ed's basically doing his job as a photographer. And I don't
With
think he
her
was over.
girlfriend as the model, by the way. That's her
Right,
friend.
And
right.
she's the one that like it was almost like she was trying to be mature and set that up and help him out and then she wanted to I
But
think
then
she
her
wanted to come
jealousy took
learn
over.
because she was gonna maybe didn't want her there with him by herself. I don't know, maybe, but yeah, she tried, but I knew that was gonna go wrong as soon as I saw it starting.
But wait a minute,
Honestly.
wait a minute. How about the girl has no neck? Did you just say the words no neck to Big Ed?
Right.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you look at that picture, she has no neck. And the whole point of model photography is to elongate the neck.
Hmm.
Right. But you
But
don't
Ed,
say
instead
no
of
neck to a
taking
man with no neck.
And
constructive
then
criticism, he took it the wrong way because it was no neck. Even if she by mistake said that, or was it on purpose? What do you think? J and J think
I
you
think
think
it
it was
was,
on purpose?
she was literally pointing out that she looked like she had no neck. You know,
Right.
she's
And she
trying to
wasn't
learn
thinking,
photography. That was the whole point of being there. And then the girlfriend, you know, the model, is looking at the photos and she goes, I agree with Liz. I have no neck here.
mm-hmm.
And then,
I mean,
but at
I'll
the
give it to
end,
the girlfriend. I'll give it to the girlfriend. She was basically kind of telling Ed, listen, you might want to talk to her because, you were kind of ignoring her. I loved it because the friend actually took up for her.
but then I
Yeah.
felt like the only reason Ed, because the next part, he goes to apologize. And then it's like, oh, by the way, my back hurts. Can you carry all this equipment for me? And I'm
Right,
like, is that
right.
really why she was there? Because you're too old to carry all of your equipment for yourself? That you need her to lug it? Like she's a
Right.
pack mule? And then she went ahead and did it. I'm like, you should have left him there.
She should have. Like
It's
she's
your
She
shit. You
she
do it.
loves her some Ed. As weird as that relationship is, man, they love
But
each
it
other.
but again, my insider information from the tell all is Ed paid Liz to do the show and she doesn't want to do it anymore. And he said, if you don't
What?
continue doing the show, we will not be together. And he pulled a Muhammad and said, I'll find another woman who will.
Oh my goodness, not the sponsor
So what is
situation.
she? Ed's employee,
Right?
basically.
Basically,
But the show is paying her, right?
I
Yeah.
think Ed paid her something to get back together so that he could be on the show. So,
Wow. So he didn't have to walk around with the
yeah,
thing
Polaroid,
and
picture.
because he
$2
wasn't going to
Polaroid.
qualify for the single life because he wasn't seeing anybody
Oh
Right.
because they were
right.
broken up.
So they
Remember,
have
they
to be
broke up like
seeing
8 times.
somebody on single
Mm-hmm.
life, I guess.
Yeah, because I mean, even the crazy one married to Sinjin, who loves being naked,
Could you
is
Right.
imagine
seeing somebody.
90-day mix up where, like, I think you did a video about this before. If you just took all the people who didn't work out and put them on,
Yes,
like,
we had
you know,
the
like a
idea to
Love
do that.
Island type thing, or what was that, Bachelor in
We
Paradise?
we said that about Married at First Sight, and then I was
Hmm.
going through Discovery, and I found Married at First Sight did that for like 2 seasons and then stopped it.
Was it
They would
Second
take the
Chances?
um.
Yeah. They were on an
n-
island, right?
it was Married at First Sight, Paradise Island or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, can we bring that back? Because I want to see what's going on with Bao and Johnny.
like
I
Pastor
know.
Cal
That would
was
be
on it.
so good.
Yeah, and
Remember?
at the end of the end of the show, they would decide whether or not to get engaged or break up.
Yeah, cause
Right.
I whenever like a lot of time if I would go on one of the other stations instead of Discovery Plus sometimes, or it might have been Discovery. At one point when I would click on Married at First Sight instead of the new one, that would actually come on, and I don't feel like was it Paradise Island?
Hold on, give me a second. I got my iPad in front of me.
Married at First Sight,
Let
It
me
was,
Google the Married at
Honeymoon
First
Island?
Sight.
Was it? No, it wasn't Honeymoon Island.
no, I think it was Paradise Island. I
It might
think
have been
Ro might be
Paradise.
right.
Yeah, and but I remember that, and I remember one of the people actually. I feel like they made it.
Honeymoon Island. Married at
So
It
First
was
okay,
Sight,
Honeymoon
Honeymoon
Island.
Island.
Good
ding
deal,
ding ding ding
Jen.
ding ding ding. I would have won a
And then
million dollars.
there was one season of Married at First Sight the first year, and that was the couple from the first season.
Second
The one
chances,
who was
right?
like, oh my, who was like hysterical crying because she thought he was ugly, Jamie and Derek. And now
Yes.
they have like 3 kids together, and she was hosting the after show for a while
Yep.
until they
Mm-hmm.
brought in Rudy.
I remember
Right.
them. I and now then they were on also Happily Ever After type show too, where they had the kids
Couples
and
cam.
they went to see her
Yeah.
family. But his
And
name
if you put
wasn't
in 90 Day Fiance, there's like on Discovery Plus.
Mhm.
It is ridiculous. You have 90 Day
Yeah.
Fiance, then you have Happily Ever
Diaries.
After, UK Before the 90 Days, The Other Way, Pillow Talk, What
There's
Now,
the other way. I forgot about that.
HEA
Yes.
Strikes Back, Pillow Talk, The Other Way,
Diaries.
Yep.
Before the 90 Day Strikes Back, 90 Day Fiance Just Landed, The Other Way Strikes Back, 90 Day Fiance Self Quarantined, Pillow Talk Before the 90 Days, Pillow Talk Happily Ever After, 90 Day Journey David and Annie, Pillow Talk Happily Ever After, 90 Day Journey Jenny and Sumit. I mean, you
Right.
got Ed and Rose,
What do y'all
Ariel
think of
and
David and
Biniam.
Annie? Oh my gosh, I feel like they are just like little business people now.
But
I watched.
and then you have 90 Day Fiance Love in Paradise. I mean,
Yeah.
it's every couple has a 90-day journey season, and then I mean, there's like 40 different shows to choose from. But what's pissing me
I'm
off
telling you, we should
is
be on
there's no
7
pillow
days.
talk for this
There's no
season
time
on.
for days off, ladies, with all these
There's no
shows.
pillow talk.
Well, there's no pillow talk on Discovery Plus, and I got
Couples
rid of my
couch.
cable.
What do you
Mm.
mean there's no pillow talk? Like we can't
There's
see
no
it?
pillow talk on Discovery Plus for this season
You
of
know,
Happily Ever After.
What about
they
Peacock,
also
Hulu,
didn't do
and
a pillow
Discovery?
talk. They also didn't do a pillow talk for Pedro and Chantel, which pissed me off because this was the season I definitely would have
I
loved to
thought
have
they
seen that talked
did.
about.
No?
No, they didn't do one. They did it for the other seasons,
What
but
was
not
that?
this last one.
What did they do that had just recent? The last pillow talk had like who on it? Wasn't it Molly and the
Yeah,
other
Molly's
lady?
always on
Molly
there,
and
but
her best friend,
they
And
had
Veronica and
Kim and her
Tim,
son,
mhm.
Kim and her son,
Kenneth and I want to say Carlos, but
Armand, Armand.
Armand. Which is why Tim and Kenneth were on the tell
The
all.
tell-all, right?
That was
But
interesting.
it's like, do I have to have Discovery in order to? I'm gonna have to check YouTube.
Get a Fire Stick,
Well, I have all of the apps.
right? But
You
do
should
you
be
have
able to
a
get
Fire
live
Stick for your
TV.
TV?
I
They're
have a
only like
Fire Stick in my
$30.
bedroom, and I have one in our guest bedroom, and then our TV is a smart in the living room is a smart TV.
So yeah,
No,
you don't
so
need cable.
right, which is why we got rid of it.
Poor Comcast.
Okay, there is Pillow Talk. I found it on YouTube
For
for Happily Ever After.
okay, but it's not on Discovery Plus.
No,
Why the hell do they do that?
I don't know. It pisses me off because we pay for Discovery Plus. We should have everything.
Right. Absolutely.
Just like Lifetime is part of Discovery Plus, but I can't get this current season of
Is
Married at First Sight. I'm
Look,
but
getting it
they
on the Lifetime app, and I have to watch commercials.
is there some kind of
right.
upgrade that we have to do to get all that, or it just not won't happen? Because I think,
They only have two plans with ads or without.
regular TV is really probably freaking out because they used to be able to control when, like, they used to be able to control their advertising dollars a little bit better. Now they can target it, so I guess it works out. But like, they can't say, "Oh, this many people are going to be watching at 8 o'clock, so you need to pay this amount for the ads." I think they're trying to push people back to watching stuff real time live, um, as opposed to those channels. I wonder if that's what's
Why?
happening.
There's YouTubers that will do a live and put the show on, and you have to
Mhm.
listen to their commentary. But it's like watching Pillow Talk.
Yeah, exactly. Like a what do you call that? Like watch party type thing.
Yeah. It's just really annoying that I'm gonna have to email Discovery now.
Well, we'll do our own pillow talk.
Crazy Karen, that we're paying for Discovery Plus to watch the show and get the show early, and we can't get Pillow Talk too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sorry, that was my Karen rant.
Well, you know what though? I don't actually get, like, we used to get first look on Friday night. But I don't feel like it comes on anymore unless I'm wrong.
Um, not for
I don't know
this
what's happening.
show, but I know I watch Mary and Amma on YouTube that do a recap of Sister Wives, and they watch it on live TV, and they get a look ahead of what's coming for the next. It's like the first segment of the next episode, um, which they don't do on Discovery Plus.
Kim and Usman are gonna be on Sister Wives.
Speaking Sister Wives,
Maybe Bilal and Sheik.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
because I'm
You
sorry, but
remarried
Sister
yet?
Wives is my guilty pleasure. I I've been waiting to see how many wives are ever going to leave this man because he's an ass.
Which one?
The original Sister Wives, the one with Mary, Christine,
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Janelle,
yeah.
and Robin,
that was
and
our
the
first
butthead
introduction to
Cody.
Cody.
it. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you've never watched the show,
There's
but
only
you've
one
heard of
of
the
the wives
show,
that he's really into. I feel like because he always sits
yeah,
next to her, and
yep.
Yep.
the other ones are just like
And that's
fillers.
what's coming out between last season and this season because COVID has really shown like where
Mhm.
his
Where his heart is.
loyalties lie because he stays with her like 90% of the time and
Yep.
like had fits about like the other kids going out and working and not quarantining because now he can't be around them because God forbid he gets the younger kids sick. And then
Mhm.
what's funny, stupid twist of fate, the nanny gets sick and comes down with
Wow.
COVID.
Wow.
But it's like Mary is the first wife. My understanding is they are officially divorced so that he could marry Robin officially because you can only be married to one of them legally.
Wow.
And now Christine, the second wife, no, I think she's wife number 3. I think Janelle came before Christine. Christine is leaving. She's moving back to Utah, where Mary has stayed to be continue to be part of the family, even though she and Cody have no relationship. But it's
Mm.
like watching the adult children rebel against him and tell him what an ass he's being, and that he only seems to care about Robin and Robin's kids.
Wow.
It's gotten
Wow.
good. Like I didn't watch it for like years, and
Mhm.
then I just happened to catch an episode.
Yeah,
Like I would
I'm like,
watch,
I know what's going on just from catching here and there. Like it would just be
yeah,
on, when you put the TV on, and I would see it. But I've never really truly followed it. But I got kind of into it because it kept coming on either after something or before something, or I'd wake up and
yeah,
it was on. And I saw the part there was a tell-all, and I noticed he was sitting next to her and kind of touching her.
yep,
It just was a different vibe I got, and I
yep.
feel I know vibes pretty well, and I'm like, this guy don't like any of them other women. He
And the
is
women
into
are
this one.
feeling it and they're rebelling and the
Mhm.
adult kids are rebelling because I used to just watch it to see the kids weddings and see if any of them decide to join the plural life, and none of them have. And
None
then
of
the kids
them.
started having babies, and
He
that's
would
what he was
take
Wow.
throwing
one
a
of them
hissy
on.
fit.
They started having
uh,
babies,
yeah,
and he
because
didn't.
some of the
He.
kids are in their
Crazy.
mid-20s now. One's in a lesbian
Mm,
couple, um
mm,
and then one of them, their second child, they did a home birth, was born with birth defects and has had to have major surgeries and stuff. So the third wife, Christine, keeps flying to Utah to help take care of the grandkids, and he was having fits because during COVID she was driving
wow.
because she's not following the family protocols. She's like, no, I'm going to see my damn kids and my grandkids. Screw you and your protocol. Stay with Robin. I don't care. And he tells her that he doesn't want an intimate relationship anymore. And she's like, you don't want an intimate relationship? Then we have no relationship. The end. I'm moving to Utah. And she won't even tell him exactly
Is
where
that
she's
the
going. She's
blonde-haired
like,
lady?
yes.
Okay, I
Well,
know who she is.
3 of them are blonde haired.
Yeah,
The
but
one
like
with the
the
long blonde hair.
right, the like first or second one,
No, she's the third one. The
the
first one
heavier.
is Mary. She's the one that got catfished. Then the
Okay,
second one is Janelle, and
Right.
she's the larger woman.
okay.
And then the third one is Christine. She's got the long hair, and she's the one who curses.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fourth one is the one that they brought in since the show started. Like she was not like the show starts with them dating and courting and getting married.
And she's Robin?
Yes.
Okay, the newer
So
one.
all of his young kids are with her. Plus, Robin was already previously married, so she brought stepkids into the family.
Okay.
Wow.
And it's like I think
Interesting.
they got divorced. He and Mary got divorced so he can marry Robin, so that he could adopt the Robin's kids.
How crazy is that? Well,
So yeah,
I'm so crazy. I'm so sleepy. I got to get off of here. I
yeah,
love you.
it's almost my bedtime too.
So, but thank you, Ro, for coming as usual. You always add so much. Thank my beautiful wife, Jen, Vegan Knowledge JJ. And yeah, thank you guys for showing up in the chat and hanging out with us. Dolly Bush, everybody, Stacy, Shay J. Where did I get Stacy from, Ro?
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
Shay J. And then
Maureen, our newcomer.
yep, Maureen, Christine. Thank you guys so much. Alfred Allgood, aka Phonics. Thank you for stopping by. We always appreciate you. And I think that's who. And then we've got some people watching. So yeah, we're missing Buddha and A. Grant and a couple of those people. Wendy Jones. I guess we were on too late for them, or who knows? But maybe they'll be here next week. So you
I
guys
hope
have a
so,
good.
because Wendy usually finds scoop that I don't find. She outscoops me sometimes. So
Wendy, where's Scoop? But you have a good night, young lady.
you too. I'll see you Thursday.
All
Thirsty
right, sounds
Thursday.
good.
We'll see what kind of alcoholic mess I can make this week.
Oh, that sounds good.
I'm
Let's
planning
try
on
to make
getting
the
some rummy
drinking.
gummies going.
Get the rummy gummies.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
I'll do
going to
some rummy
Target
gummies.
tomorrow, so hopefully they have the gummy cola bottles. And then I've got some Cuban rum from when we went to Cuba. So,
Oh my God, have a ball with that.
yep. Hopefully I'll get that done tomorrow so that I can tell everybody how it went on Thursday.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm almost out of my vodka gummy bears. They are good.
I'm gonna have to do them.
They're good. They're worth it.
All right. Well, tell Joe and Caitlin, hey,
I
and
will.
I will catch you Thursday, girl.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Night, guys.